How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Emnix Plays Path of Exile. It's been a while since we've released an episode. At least since I've recorded one. I don't know about releasing one. I feel like I still have one just on the docket that I haven't released yet. It's probably the one with me doing the Maven fight and the Exarch and Eater fight. I had that in the queue for a week and I didn't want to release it because I'm like, man, just the way I died to those bosses feels so bad. It feels so bad. Anyways, it is what it is. So it's has it been a week? I'll be honest, I've been kind of busy. I have been playing off stream, but even then, not to the degree that I would normally play this game at, which is like semi-no-lifing it, even though really objectively speaking, I shouldn't be doing it because I have other things to be doing, but at the same time, game is so fun, I can't help it. Path of Exile, no Path of Exile, no life. Yeah. Okay. Real quick, before we get into maps, because really I was like, I just want to run some maps. Let me just play a little bit. You know what? We should record. It's been a while. Let's talk about, has anything changed for our build? And the answer is yes. I added a Militant Faith Timeless Jewel to the build. Essentially, all it does is it gives us this Inner Conviction, a keystone. It morphs the keystone. You can tell. It takes all the big keystones, morphs them all into Inner Conviction. And obviously, you can't allocate multiple ones. So I allocated this one. It was on the way. It gives us 3% more spell damage per power charge. Huge. We have 10 power charges. That's 30% more spell damage just for this one node. And then this gain power charges instead of frenzy charges doesn't actually affect the way we gain frenzy charges. You can see I still have 10 frenzy charges. And that's because our boots, Relic, and Patience, we're not gaining charges. We're just raising the minimum number of frenzy charges equal to maximum, and then using the interaction of Badge of Brotherhood so that your maximum frenzy charges is equal to your maximum power charges. There's some like multiple layers of interaction here. This Badge of the Brotherhood, Relicatious Impatience combo is pretty nuts. And then obviously we're using Malachite's Loop. We already talked about this. We got this shield long time ago, but for those of you who are new to this episode, maybe you haven't watched the old ones, we're basically going power charges, 10 power charges. The shield gives us 16% increased spell damage per power charge. 10 power charges means we have 160% increased spell damage. And then this one gives 25% increased spell damage per power charge, so that's another 250% increased power charge. So we have a lot of damage with this build. Oddly enough, it still doesn't feel like much. This is probably somewhere close to like 4 million DPS, I want to say. I don't know. I didn't go on POB. Actually, that was literally me just doing some back of the napkin math, because this thing casts at once every 3 times a second, 3 or 4 times a second. We're doing somewhere close to 400 DPS per ball. We might be doing less. We might only be at like 1 million DPS. I don't know. But damage feels okay, as you could tell from that last episode with the bosses, but defenses are shit. I also picked up Rotgut. Rotgut's also kind of interesting. Like all these interactions I just never really thought about. You gain Onslaught for 3 seconds per frenzy charge on use. What's interesting here is you don't consume the frenzy charges. So as long as I'm standing still, I have 10 frenzy charges, then you get Onslaught for 3 seconds per frenzy charge. So I press on Rotgut, I get 30 seconds of Onslaught. Now, if I were to press Rotgut while I'm running around, so I don't have those frenzy charges. Oh.
When I'm ready,
I can't turn it off. Okay, well, anyways, you only get like 10 seconds. And the reason is you need to have it basically locks in the number of frenzy charges you have. And then you get buffed based on that. So let's try that again. I'm running around, I press Rotgut. In fact, I don't even get Onslaught. That's kind of interesting. So yeah, so I could actually drop my Quicksilver Flask for another utility flask. Something defensive, I would imagine. Maybe a Jade Flask, because this Rot Gut is giving me movement speed as well as Onslaught. So I could actually drop that. Jade. I do have a Jade Flask here. So I could do something like this. Let's just craft one real quick. Do I have one already, actually? No. Okay. What would I want? Crit chance? Cast speed is fine too. Reduce charges used? I'll take it. I'll take it. And then let me go buy a couple more baubles so I can enchant my flask as well. I'm glad I'm glad that we're actually talking about this, because I had thought that the Rot Gut was a silver flask, not a Quicksilver Flask. So I thought this thing was just giving me Onslaught. But actually I'm getting movement speed and Onslaught. So which means I could drop my Quicksilver. I didn't actually know that. Used at the end of this flask effect. So we'll do something like this. We get more cast speed. Okay. Alright. So let's do some maps. So right now what I'm doing is I'm running the Maven stuff, and I picked up originally I was gonna go Exarch. I was gonna do altars, but then I saw this destructive play node, and actually I'm gonna refund some of these Exarch ones. So this destructive play node makes it so that additional bosses are summoned when they are witnessed, which I think is actually really, really cool. I just think it's yeah. I mean, I think it was really fun. And then the boss drops that we actually do get, I felt was quite rewarding as well. It gave us a lot of maps, a lot of Conqueror maps, you know, all kinds of stuff that I deemed, you know, just fun overall. So I'm probably gonna spec out of this Exarch stuff and more into just like map completion and bosses. So like more invitations, that's good too. So let's do that for now. And I've been selling those boss maps because, again, you know, my defenses are kind of bad. So when I do fight the bosses, I basically get one-shotted. Oh, I can't do Shaper and Elder. Okay, let's do this. And then maybe run some June missions. So let's take a look at the character. It does have a lot more damage. Survivability is a little meh. And I also picked up these SNS Gentle Touch gloves. Only reason I have them is because it curses enemies with temporal chains on hit, and I allocated the node that gives me Whispers of Doom, which is another curse. It's not very efficient. I should actually put it on my amulet or something, but it is what it is. And it also gives us a couple more explosions. But what's really cool about it is it makes my clear, like again, like this entire time I've just been focusing on clear. It actually makes the clear a lot better because the temporal chains, in addition to the chill, basically makes these guys like not able to hit me. Like they're just so slow. As long as I can get the curse on them, they can't touch me, which is kind of nice.
Death was such a gift.
Ow. Where's the intervention guy? Okay, here.
Leave the mask on. I don't care.
Riker.
Would you like to know how? And now you see that I am.
Okay, this one is kind of weird, this expedition. Just because I do see monsters are not affected by cold damage, are immune to cold damage. Immune to cold damage. I don't think there's a way to do this. Oh, I guess I can drop it here. Just get a couple nodes. You just get what you can, I guess. Okay. Not that rewarding, unfortunately, but you actually don't see that node that often, the one where it's like immune to cold damage. I probably only see it like once every 4 or 5 expeditions. So for the most part, my expeditions do not get bricked by the big bomb. And I kind of like doing it now because it's like, it's a quick way to do like some other content in the map, and it doesn't really take away from the map too much. So yeah, I've been enjoying Expedition this league, even though normally I'm a bit of an Expedition hater. Now, have I been actually making money off of Expedition? Not really. I don't think I've gotten a single logbook so far. And I haven't really used the reroll currency to its full effect. And by that I mean I haven't I haven't interacted with the Expedition NPCs at all. I realized that this league, I'm like, all I want to do is just run some maps. That's what the character's good at, just let me do that. But at the same time, I spec'd into Maven like map bosses. So like I'm like, I want to do bosses, but these pinnacle bosses are really strong. They just totally destroy me. And I have to basically rely on out DPSing them instead of out like surviving them. Which is, I don't know, it's not the playstyle I want to do, but you know, if this is the character that you have, I've gone so deep into the DPS realm that I don't know if I necessarily know how to fix that. I don't think I know.
Good riddance. The question now, Exile, is whether or not you're.
But it's fine. Like, the character still feels pretty good. I really like playing this character. I wish it played better on controller. Then I definitely would be playing it more as well. Oh, this is gonna be messed up. I'm gonna get extra bosses, but at the same time, okay, it was just one more boss. I'm like, the map is so small. What am I supposed to do here? Ah, I should have known. She said Twin Terrors. Wasn't paying attention though. So yeah, that's where we're at in game. You know, I wish I could have played more. Unfortunately, this week my daughter, I guess she's going through what they call a sleep regression, which is basically you were sleeping just fine. It's like the adult version of like you drank too much coffee. I don't know how to describe it. It's an adult version of having like a crisis in your mind so you can't fall asleep. Like, my daughter was sleeping just fine, and now she can't sleep without like me holding her, basically. So I've spent probably this like most nights in the bedroom with her, just sort of holding her to sleep until and it takes a while, like till pretty late at night, till like 10. You know, my daughter's bedtime is 7:30, and I probably have to hold her for like 2.5 hours. And during that time, I would love to play PoE because I do have my Steam Deck, but this character doesn't play well on the Steam Deck at all. It just, there's too many buttons to press or something. You know, the character isn't very tanky, so you have to play very carefully, which I think is a little harder to do. It's a little harder to do on the Steam Deck. On the Steam Deck, I feel like I'm more inclined to just run in a straight line. What's with this ritual? The heck? Hello?
Mortal flesh is so fallible.
Yeah, on the Steam Deck on controller, you're not you don't have like that precise movement necessarily. Okay, what's going on? What's going on? So yeah, unfortunately I haven't been playing as much PoE as I would like. I'm still having a good time though. I'm definitely, whenever I do get the chance, I'm like, hey, let's go play some PoE. I've been playing a lot of Played Up with some friends. That's a fantastic game as well. It's like Overcooked. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Played Up. If not, it's like Overcooked Played Up to Overcooked is like Path of Exile to D4. I feel like Played Up is like Overcooked, but like just a lot more depth. Like that's what the sequel of Overcooked should be, you know? I don't know if you ever played Overcooked either, but Synthesized Jade Amulet, spell damage and regen. That's kind of interesting. Okay, let's take that. Take the Legion Scarab. Take this Jewel. What's that Jewel? Okay, that's nothing. Alright. It's a pretty good map. So slowly unlocking more of these Maven Witnesses. And again, like they're pretty nice because you get good map drops, like boss map drops out of it. So for example, this one, we got an Enslaver map, which is worth 13 chaos. So I could try selling it. I could also try running it, which actually isn't the worst idea. I do need to run more Elder maps.
Blessings.
Just do a couple unveils. Okay. Just slowly unveil all this stuff. Okay, how much is this fracture worth? Is it actually worth something? Life? I don't know. Let's just dump it. Quite a bit of stats on this one. Strength, Dex, Fire Res. Interesting. Okay, so ring wise, I think I have another frostbite ring, right? Is it here? I have another one here that gives me some resistance and crit chance, but not enough stats, huh? Yeah, I need the stats. And then this one doesn't have resistances, it has life. That's not what I need. My resistances are pretty messed up right now. I have to admit. Like, I have 64, 27, and 9. And I'm entirely relying on this bismuth flask to give me the resistances that I need. So this bismuth gets me to 75, 75, 75. If I'm cursed, if they do any sort of elemental penetration, yeah, especially for lightning, like, I'm screwed. Okay, so let's just do some more maps. How many am I away from doing another Maven encounter? 6 more maps. Quite a few. But that's okay. In terms of like the maps themselves, kind of feels like we have decent sustain. I don't want to say it's amazing. It doesn't really feel that way, but it's been okay, I think. I would like to get a few more scarabs though, if possible. Like, do I have ambush, sulfite? I can run a sulfite scarab. Get some more delves going. I'm still delving for like better frostbite rings. What's going on here? Shaper expeditions. Oh, no master missions. That's right. You know, our current frostbite ring is kind of, yeah, it's kind of meh. It just says frostbite on hit. And that's it. Like, I crafted on the stats. I only cared about frostbite on hit. All the other mods are not very good, and they're not very useful. Mana regen, it does nothing. Energy shield, I guess it does something, but that's basically just more mana. You know, like, what I need right now is like life. I need stats. And I suppose I need resistances. At the very least, I don't want less resistances. Like right now I'm getting by with the resistances that I have. Yeah, it keeps me above 75%, and at this point I'm happy with that. I feel like way back when I used to tell people you have to be overcapped in resistances, because what if you get cursed with elemental weakness and then you have like no resistance whatsoever? Now my mentality is like, dude, it's softcore. If I find elemental weakness in my map, I'm just gonna run out and not do the map. Or I'm just gonna struggle, die, you know, use all 6 portals, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, there's still a lot of stuff that I need to buy, right? Or farm, depending on how I want to do this. Preferably farm. You know, this is why my gear has been so bad and my progression has been so bad, because I'm just not using... Is it a crutch? It's not a crutch, it's a tool, especially in softcore. It's really something you have to do. You know, you should be trading actively and you know, making sure that you get full value out of all your resources, right? Like, that's the point of playing softcore. That's the fun of playing like an open market. I understand that, but at the same time, I actually don't like trading unless I have to. So an example would be like trading for unique items. Like, I'm just never gonna farm for those unique items. I'm not gonna farm for div cards. I find that kind of too random and kind of boring. But like, you know, farming for something that's a little bit more deterministic, like frostbite on hit rings, as long as it doesn't take too long, I'll do it. I'll keep doing it until I can't. Plus, it feels satisfying to do because frostbite on hit rings are actually quite... Last time I checked, they were quite expensive for like good mods. I feel like there have to be other ways to get curse on hit rings though. Like maybe you can get a synthesized version, or... Synth version seems to be the expensive version actually, because you can just chaos roll your rings or essence, you know, however, and you would never lose that mod. Whereas these rings, what I get is what I get. I can't get upset about it because I can't roll over it, right? Like these rings that I'm picking up right now, from the delves, you know, the suffixes and prefixes are pretty much locked in. You know, the moment there's really no good way of crafting it without risking you just like losing the whole ring. So it's like, it is what it is. It's probably pretty cheap. I don't know. When I checked the market, it was like a divine. And you might be thinking like divine, it's like I make like 3 divines an hour. But in my case, it's like, you know, that's not the case for me. I'm not actually making that much currency this league. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just got into the game too late, or maybe I'm not farming fast enough. Maybe, you know, maybe I don't actually have a good currency technique. I definitely don't have a currency strategy, like a farming strategy. My ad list is just built to like, let's make these maps kind of fun. Let's do Maven, let's do Domination so I can go faster. Expedition seems, I'm just like grabbing whatever nodes that seem cool. And more importantly, I'm just not running enough maps. Like, I'm averaging something like 4 or 5 maps a day. You know, just not running enough. So yeah, unfortunately I don't have that much currency either, which is a problem, because we need we need a little bit more currency now to actually upgrade our characters. Okay, I should drop a portal here. This looks like something I could die from. Okay. Not bad. Actually got quite a bit of stuff here. So these medallions, for example, are worth quite a bit. I don't think I bought any, or I haven't used any of them. So really I should be using them. And that's probably another way to make some money. I'm just not using like everything I got to their full potential, which is unfortunate. You know, I really should be doing more. Okay, one sec, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. Where were we? Let's go ahead and sell this stuff. Not really tracking today how much we're actually making. I'm just gonna go on the basis of like, we're making enough. We're doing okay. I was curious at first, now not so curious anymore. Let's take a look at these are kind of whatever. This is interesting. Life and good resistances. A little bit of chaos res. Is this worth anything? 10C. 10C? I guess the rolls are pretty low. And then we got 8 stack decks. Hopefully we got something good. Nope. 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 Unfortunate. It is what it is. Let's go on and we'll move on to the next map then. Okay. Soul fight. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I've been finding myself dying a lot. I'm kind of stuck on level 91. This is probably the most EXP I've had. And again, the reason is like every time I get like somewhere close to leveling, I decide, you know what, let's go play on Steam Deck a little bit. And I die like 10 times, lose all my EXP. I just been stuck at this level, man. Level 91 is not that hard to level up from. I feel like level 94, 95 is typically where I get stuck. Because you need like decent defenses. You know, if you run even anything remotely difficult, with my builds at least, I end up dying. And if I lose EXP at that level, it takes me way too long to get it back. But this league, it's like 91, I'm like almost hard capped. I need to play so safely. And by safely, I mean I need to play without a controller. I mean, even without, even when I'm playing on mouse and keyboard, like oftentimes I just died at random stuff. Like look at my HP. So there's definitely a lot more items that I need, not just for survivability's sake. But like I need damage items too. Certain bosses, I'm dying. Like, okay, anyways. Yeah, certain things are just like one-shotting me. And like sometimes the reason why I'm dying is like I'm not killing them fast enough. I'm just living in that world right now where it's like, okay, maybe the reason why we're like this is because we need more DPS. It seems counterintuitive, but maybe it's not really. Overall damage looks good though. Again, I kind of expected this because we're playing such a random build. I don't actually know how to build it. I don't know. I'm just trying to get by with what I got. I definitely need like a stronger blood notch because right now part of the problem is this combo of blood notch, petrified blood, where it's like petrified blood stops a portion of the damage I take. And then that portion of damage I do take, I recoup as life. It's not working correctly because Blood Notch rolls 40 to 60%. And I have like a really low roll on my Blood Notch. Which means that when I do get hit, I'm not immune to hit damage right now. Even though this combo is supposed to make you immune to hit damage. Right? And this combo is supposed to make it so that, okay, when you get hit, however much damage you take is recouped as life. That's not happening right now. Instead, it's like when I get hit, I take like 20% damage. But since I have so little life, even 20% damage is enough to just like destroy me after a few hits. Like, this is something that could kill me, legitimately. Legions? Okay. Look how slow this guy is, though. Temp chains, man. It definitely has made my survivability a lot better. As long as I know like what's about to come, I can prep for it. Because they're so slow, I can kind of see it. Before, everything was going too fast. I didn't know what was what. Okay. Alright, we got another expedition. Drop this here. Oh! I was trying to lay down a portal scroll. I'm like, I feel like this is something that could kill me, but maybe I shouldn't have laid it down just right in front of them like that. Because even that might have killed me, I'm not sure. Oh, this guy's just blocking everything. Okay.
Too much clutter.
Make this worth my time.
God, when I see the leap slams, I'm so scared. Anything that slams me is like... yeah, I was gonna say, for sure it's gonna kill me. My EXP, bro! My EXP! Okay, this is actually the last map because I just realized I have to go pick up my daughter from daycare.
Twin terrors.
You won't escape me, little.
No slammerinos, no slammerinos. God damn it. Okay, we got him. Need more damage. That's definitely a case of you need more damage. I don't know how else to describe it. I like... if they just died faster, this wouldn't have happened. Obviously, you could also argue you need more defenses, but I feel like I just need a lot more... I would need to invest a lot more into defenses when I could just get more damage. Is that the wrong mentality? Or have I just... have I become a normie? Is this what a PoE normie is? No matter what, just get more damage? Okay, well, what do we have here? This thing's interesting. The mods are very good. I'll pick that up. Everything else is whatever. Okay. A really short one. Just kind of wanted to show you the current progress with the character. Again, I would like to go longer, but this is my life now. Gotta go pick up the daughter. So, thank you guys very much for watching. I'll try and do another one soon. And give you another update on how the character is doing. It's slowly getting better, and like, I feel like this is one of those leagues where I'm gonna be playing for like the whole league. I don't know. It just feels like that. That's sort of the trend that I'm leaning towards. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, as always, you can leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more updates in the future. Otherwise, keep in touch, guys. See you guys next time. Bye bye.